Hello all and welcome to our guide for killing Kil'Jaeden in Sunwell. I'm gonna go over some of the key points of the fight here and some of the bigger things you're gonna have to worry about. The fight starts out here with all these little Eridar guys who die pretty quickly. Once you kill them, there's this really cool little animation of Kil'Jaeden coming out of the ground, which starts the fight. And one thing to note for melee fighters is he does a constant knockback, which you can see there. He kind of flings you around all fight. From what I've seen, you can jump in and out to avoid it. From what I noticed, he doesn't seem to knock you back while he's casting a spell, so maybe it's just jump in while he's casting and jump back out until he starts casting again. But this was actually my first time doing it on my Death Knight. I had been doing it on my Hunter to get the legendary bow, so in case anybody's wondering, it can be done with a marksman Hunter and an Elemental Shaman. That's what we did it several weeks with that until I got the bow. But basically, the start of the fight, there's going to be shadow orbs in the sky that launch shadow bolts down. They die really fast, so you should take them down just to lessen the amount of damage you're taking. And Kil'Jaeden himself constantly casts spells the entire time, which he does a fair amount of magic damage, so anything that you can do to lower your magic damage taken, resist auras or anything like that, will be helpful. He also will summon ads from time to time. It'll be reflections of yourself that you'll have to kill, and among other little spells that do a fair amount of damage. Even if you're level 85, they do a couple thousand damage per hit, so it is something to watch out for. One of the big things to watch out for, something he's going to do soon here, which is called Darkness of 1,000 Souls. There are a couple ways you can go about dealing with this. The main way that it was intended is, you'll see the orb I'm about to run over to here with the fire around it. If you right click that orb, it will allow you to control a dragon, and then you use this shield ability and it will shield you and anybody in it from the spell. You can also just eat the spell or use anti-magic shell or Cloak of Shadows or something to that effect. It does around 50,000 damage if it hits you fully, so obviously at 85 this is maybe a third or less of your health, so it can be survived if you just take the hit, if you can heal up. But after that, it's just back to trying to avoid all of his spells as much as you can. Keep your health up. You want to try to keep your health at full all the time, just in case by some chance you get hit with Darkness of 1,000 Souls, it doesn't kill you. Should also note, he does do a lot of spells that slow you. Flame Dart will slow your movement speed, and I say this because there's so many things that he casts that you are always trying to get out of the way of, and also when you're trying to get to the Dragon Orb, if you're using it for the darkness, because as you can see in this video, most of the time, by the time I get to it and it actually changes me into the dragon, I have time to use the shield. It's barely a second later he finishes his cast, so it does cut it very close. So you can see there, we didn't, I don't know if that's a bug or not, but we didn't actually have a Dragon Orb available to use, so we just had to absorb the darkness of 1,000 souls, which I used anti-magic shell and it only hit me for about 10,000, but if you can see her health paint up there, Corvino did take quite a bit of damage, so if you know you're gonna have to take that darkness of 1,000 souls, make sure you've got over half health so it doesn't kill you.
The nightmare is over. The spell is broken. Goodbye, Kil'Jaeden, my love.
But that's pretty much it. It's a fairly long fight. I think it took us a little over 7.5 minutes, which I guess isn't too bad for only 2 people. But so several of your cooldowns you'll be able to use very often throughout the fight. And, as far as things like heroism and bloodlust, it's really up to you. We usually use them right at the beginning of the fight to do as much as we can right off the bat, but if you like to try to time it and wait until he's a little lower, you can do that too. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video, and leave any comments, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And like I said, I have done this on my hunter too, so if people want to see it done from a hunter's point of view, I can record that as well.